Hey guys, Nathan here from JS Power Sports, and this video is for everyone that rides in saltwater or brackish water. And a good idea even for the freshwater guys, especially if it's dirty water, which they call fresh. Anyways, first thing I do is try to go to a boat launch or park or something where they have a flush station right there. That way when you pull your stuff out, you can get it washed down right away. So there's salt off products. There's a lot of other things you can use. If you clean your ski up before you head to the salt water and stuff, if some people get really carried away and wax their skis and stuff too, that's fine. It helps shut off some of that stuff as well. But basically, I'm going to take a garden hose and I'm going to shoot it down both of these tubes. And I'm going to spray everything across the steering. I'm going to come back here, spray everything on the dash, foothold area, back in the pump area. Just spray it, the hose in everywhere. I'll even spray just a little bit up the exhaust pipe, but not too much because you can fill that up and backfill your engine. So don't leave it in there for very long, just a few seconds. Bilge fitting. Some of them have an anti-siphon valve or a pinch valve at the bottom, so you can't always get water in and out of there. But you're going to pump the water in the hole out of that in a minute too, so that doesn't matter so much. But I'm going to wash everything down that I can, hose it all off here, and then we're going to pop the hood open and we're going to do the same thing plus some other things. Okay, now I have the hood off. I'm going to spray down everything around on the hood here and the latch area because salt likes to get into everything. And then without spraying into any holes or air filters, if you have like pod filters, you can put bags over them or whatever. But then I'm going to spray down the whole rest of the engine compartment, everything, all the way around. It's going to get a hose and water sprayed on everything. And then I'll pump it out of the bilge pump when I'm done with that. Then I'm going to hook up my attachment that goes on right here. And there's different types of them, so you can hook a garden hose up. I'm going to start the engine up. Of course, pull the bags and stuff off of your pod filters if you have them there. But then I'm going to start the engine up. And then I'm going to turn on the hose so that it will flow water into here. And that'll flush out everything. Basically, it'll flush out the cooling section of your engine. It'll go into the cooling section of your pipe here, and then underneath this fitting, and there's another one way back here. B pipes have a third one clear around to the back where you can't get to either. That is going to introduce water into your actual exhaust system, which cools down your hoses and so on. But you want fresh water to go in there so that, and only once again, while the engine's running. And then you can rev it up a few times and blow a lot of that junk out of your exhaust system. And then be sure to turn the garden hose off. I like to just completely disconnect it too, and then shut the engine off. It's very vital that while there's water going in here, the engine is running at all times. If for some reason the engine stops, shut this valve off or disconnect this right away so you're not putting water into the engine. And then even after I'm done, let it set a couple minutes, fire it up one last time, and hit the throttle a couple times to blast out any remaining water that's in that system. Same goes when you pull it out of a boat ramp at any time. Like, we'll start ours on the way out of the ramp, and then once we're at the top and we've put all our gear away and so on, we'll start them again then, and then when we get them home, we'll start them again then. Even the third time when they're home, it'll still blow out more water and stuff. So it's always a good idea to do that. Then we'll take and basically just kind of spray down the entire engine with a rust prohibitive type spray. Multi-purpose lubricants, WD-40s, things like that will work for that. You don't want to use anything really harsh like brake cleaner or carb cleaner because that'll eat the paint right off stuff. Or you can use the spray, salt away spray. There's a lot of products you can use for that. Anything's better than nothing. Then you want to make sure once again that the bottom of this hole gets all drained out. Bilge pump what you can. You can wet vac out the rest of it. Or when you get home, prop the hood open or the hood off completely so that it can evaporate up out of there. Then the next trick is to lubricate your cables. So you're going to get a cable luber. We sell one from Motion Pro, and we've got the cable lube spray to go with it. But anyways, it'll attach onto here. Remove this, it attaches, and it forces that lube down through the cable, and it'll come out right here. You can pop this boot up and off here on some of them if you want, but it'll start to come out here. Same thing for your trim side. You can disconnect this, hook it all up, spray the spray in there about 5 to 7 seconds, and just wait. And what will happen is you'll feel it kind of building pressure, and then you'll hear it starting to squirt out back here. And that way you know that you've got the cable lubed up good. Otherwise, you're going to get salt water in there, and it is going to rust your cables, make them corrode them, make them operate really roughly, and you don't want that. Now, if you're an expert writer and don't think you need to, then don't bother with it. But for the rest of us, you're riding in the ocean, you're getting, well, beat to death sometimes. You're going to take on some water. These tubes where the air flow goes in, you're going to take some water on, especially if the ski rolls over. That's your entire airflow to this entire engine. And these will breathe 35 gallons of air per second at full throttle. So it's quite a bit of movement that comes through there. It's going to pull mist and everything off the ocean. It's going to blow. It's going to come down into your engine compartment on both sides here. It's definitely going to wind up getting sucked up into the your air intake. A lot of people think, oh, it's up high, it'll never touch that. But what happens is it'll splash over here on your pipes and stuff that are hot. It turns to steam, gets pulled right back into the engine. And so riding in salt water, basically you're evaporating that water as it hits the engine, that hot engine, and you're going to get salt. It's going to scuff up your pistons, okay? It's not so bad while you're just riding, but if you're taking on a ton of water, or if you've ever sucked salt water into your engine, then that salt it's going to scratch the pistons up, okay? It's just going to happen over time. So about every couple years, you're probably going to want to do a new top end, hone cylinders, put new pistons and rings in, just to have it fresh and running at its tip top. I will show you some of the products that we use, and you can order most of them right off our website. If there's a question on anything, just let us know, but here they are. Okay, so here they are. This is the cable luber that works really well because it goes in and seals around the actual cable here, and then you put these two pieces together, and it's here and inside, and this here is where you put the nozzle in. And this is the cable life we use. Motion Pro makes a product too. It has a little bit of an odor to it. We like the cable life a little better. MPPL, multi-purpose penetrant lube from Maxima. Most bike shops and jet ski shops will carry Maxima products because every distributor carries them. They're great products. We spray this all over the thing. And here's the flush kit, which plugs in to this ski. And of course, you can get yourself a universal flush kit, which you can basically, like if you don't have this fitting here, you can basically cut this hose anywhere up here, put in the universal fitting, which we also sell right on the website. And that way you can get water to flush out your engine from there as well. But yeah, do all this kind of stuff. Take care of your ski. It'll last you a long time. We've had ours in the ocean for years and years and years and years. But we do all the maintenance right when they come out. I mean, this is not something you want to just let it sit and think I'll take care of it tomorrow. No, you need to, honestly, you need to do it immediately right away. And if you find yourself at a boat ramp or launch or some state park or something where there is no flush station, check with your hotels, because a lot of them will have a spigot out in the parking lot somewhere that they use to do their flowers and whatever else shrubbery that they have. And most of them will take like a square key. And if you just ask ahead of time and do it way away from the rest of the guests and so on, and don't run the engines too long, you're normally fine. That's what we do. We plan our ins and outs at the boat ramps that have them, or our stays at the hotels where we can get water access and be away from people. And obviously you don't want to leave a big puddle in the middle of the parking lot and have jet skiers labeled as criminals. So it's not a crime to jet ski just yet. A few states are pushing it: California, Colorado, New York. So watch out for those people. But the rest of the places, go have a blast. And if you need any of the products, check us out. jspowersports.com.